Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Fan Advocacy Network. Blizzard Entertainment put out probably one of the worst press statements that I've seen since Bethesda with Fallout 76. Because any person in PR could tell you, do not do this. You know, I know that people say that silence is bad. Sometimes silence is better than saying something astonishingly stupid and insulting the intelligence of the entire gaming community across the world. Because they throw in here, right in the bowels of this monstrous press release, they release something. Where is it? Let me see if I can find it. I think it's down here. Over the weekend, competitors globally. Oh, here it is. The specific views expressed by BlitzChung were not a factor in the decision we made. I want to be clear, our relationships in China had no influence on our decision. Ladies and gentlemen, they buried this because this is the bold-faced lie. This is the grotesque and blatant lie that they had to put in here. They may not have wanted to put this in there, but they had to put it in there because they know the damage of the reputation that this can cause. Because if you're an American company and you're seen as collaborating with the Chinese to censor and to make content that's, I mean, it's not for American markets. You're making it for the Chinese. It's just, that is not the way that you should do things, especially considering all the human rights violations that China commits. And if you go past here, they talk about, okay, so what are we going to do? They say, okay, well, he played fair. So we're going to give him the winnings. When we think about the suspension, 6 months for BlitzChung is more appropriate. No, it's not. No suspension is appropriate. You should have reversed it entirely. Given him his money and a bonus, by the way. Thrown in a bonus for his pain and suffering. The fact that he was thinking that, wow, my time playing this game is over because these people reacted in this ridiculous way to appease these Chinese overlords. He should get more money. And if I were him, I would donate that money. I know it's a lot of money, but I would donate that money to a Hong Kong charity, something that goes to support them. But Blizzard, this is incompetent. You should fire your PR team. Because if I were working on your marketing, I would have told you. Well, my phone apparently agrees with me. I would have told you, do not release this. I know you feel compelled to, and you released it on Friday. Hey, wait a minute. October 12th? It's October 11th. Was this written in China? China is hours ahead. Was this written? The date could be wrong. Because right now it is Friday. Right now, as I'm recording this, it's 9:25 p.m. This says October 12th. Are you telling me either this is a typo or this statement came from China and the timestamp is different? Are you kidding me? That's an interesting anomaly. Why is the date tomorrow the same as it would be in China? I don't know. Am I pulling that out of nowhere? I don't know. Why is this wrong? This is bugging me. Why is the date wrong? It's the 11th, not the 12th. And Blizzard is not a Chinese company. So there should be absolutely no reason, if it's from the president of Blizzard, that this should be a day early. Or day early or a day late, however you want to look at it. It's wrong. But anyway, if you take a look at this whole thing avoids taking responsibility. Blizzard, you should fire your marketing team immediately. I would have told you not to release this even though you would want to. Because discrepancies like this aside, you also have a bunch of just garbage in here that people are going to pick apart and use against you. Now, there may be people who say, well, he got his money, so therefore, what's the big deal? But the majority of people are going to see this for what it is. You were wrong. You refused to take responsibility. You censored this person, which you absolutely did. And you absolutely bent the knee to your Chinese overlords. And I'm not unsympathetic to a company wanting to make money. I'm not like a young that has this deep-seated resentment to corporations making money. Corporations making money, by and large, is a good thing. It helps them grow, helps them expand, gets people jobs, gets people better benefits. And if they go astray, obviously the fans can set them straight with their wallets, with protesting and all that. But for the most part, I think that it's very good when companies do things to generate more money, which is why I'm in favor of Nintendo going into the mobile market, because their games are generally very good and they're able to make a huge profit on Fire Emblem and games like Mario. But this is something else entirely. This is not fair play. This is taking the standards of a different government and applying it to somebody that is using the services of an American company. And so I take great issue with that. In the same ways that I take issue when the NBA does it or if any other company does it. Because making changes like this is ridiculous. And this is not the only change, by the way. If you want to know if any of the characters that Blizzard was so proud to announce were LGBT, if you want to imagine if they're LGBT in China, the answer to that is no. No. All the characters that Blizzard made LGBT and gay, they're not gay in China. They're straight. So, so much for standing for what's right and virtue signaling and wokeness, and because at the end of the day, none of that matters. None of that matters. What matters is money. And so this piss poor, pathetic excuse of an apology, it's not an apology. It's a refusal to admit guilt. It's trying to assuage people and say, okay, no, things aren't that bad. No, they are. And you're going to continue to get shat upon because you have done something here that is unconscionable. You have taken a person's innocent words, showing support for his country, pride in his country, and you have tried to destroy this person simply because they didn't conform to your exacting specifications, like, oh, you can't say anything politically correct or anything political at all, except for people at Blizzard say woke garbage all the time. In fact, it's one of their leading traits. They say woke garbage all the time. It's insufferable and disgusting, but we endure it because here in America we believe in the freedom of speech. We believe in somebody's right to be able to say what they want without being prosecuted, without being punished, without being fired. Although, the left has done a good job of making cancel culture a thing. But we look at this and we say, no, this isn't right. Thinking globally. No, you're an American company. And if you bend the knee to communists in China, then you're disgusting and I want nothing to do with you. It's ridiculous. This is not okay. The response was piss poor. This press statement is embarrassing. I would have told them not to release it. I would have said, don't do this. Wait until a couple days have passed. Release a statement saying that you are lifting the bans, but that you're reprimanding him and saying, don't do this in the future. That could have been your way out. Saying, the Chinese, go to the Chinese and say, hey, we're doing this, but at the same time not really do anything because you can't, because it's not right to punish somebody like that. And it's amusing to me that these companies, these people, these far left activists, they'll rip on America all day long. They'll tear down America. America's a racist country. They'll say all of this stuff. But they won't dare criticize China. They won't dare say a word about China. And it makes me sick. It really does. Because they're cowards. And they're not virtuous. There are many things that you could call these people, but virtuous is not one of them. Anyway, that's where I'm going to end, ladies and gentlemen. I don't accept this apology. I reject it. And we'll see what Blizzard does going forward, but I don't think this is going to be enough. Anyway, thank you for listening, and I will see you next time.